Moving on to news from Germany now, the Munich Security Conference 2025 is currently drawing global attention, with leaders from around the world gathering to discuss pressing security issues. Key figures like the US Vice President J.D. Vance and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky are addressing the future of Europe's security, while tensions continue with Russia's absence from the event. Let's take a look at this report.
Germany is hosting the 61st Munich Security Conference 2025, which will continue till 16th February. The conference is being attended by over 60 leaders of countries and governments. The US, Russian and Ukrainian officials are taking part in this important conference. US Vice President J.D. Vance has urged Europe to spend more on defense as he arrived for the Munich Security Conference. Speaking at the Munich conference, Vance urged European officials to stem illegal migration on the continent. He also pitched for Europe's bigger role for managing its own security.
No voter on this continent went to the ballot box to open the floodgates to millions of unvetted immigrants. But you know what they did vote for? In England, they voted for Brexit, and agree or disagree, they voted for it. And more all over Europe, they're voting for political leaders who promise to put an end to out-of-control migration. Now, I happen to agree with a lot of these concerns, but you don't have to agree with me. I just think that people care. But while the Trump administration is very concerned with European security and believes that we can come to a reasonable settlement between Russia and Ukraine, and we also believe that it's important in the coming years for Europe to step up in a big way to provide for its own defense.
Russia is not attending the Munich Security Conference this year as it has not been invited. Russia's Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Maria Zakharova, slammed the event, saying it has shifted from a security-focused platform to one that supports Kyiv and promotes policies harmful to Europe's own security. Moscow's absence marks another sign of deepening divisions between Russia and the West.
Russian officials are not invited to the Munich Security Conference. This decision was made several years ago. It is a politicized decision. It is a strange decision. So representatives of the Russian Foreign Ministry as well as other Russian officials, structures and agencies will not attend. This I can tell you for sure.
Vance is also meeting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is also in Munich for the conference. Briefing media on the sidelines of the conference, Zelensky said that Europe would unite around Ukraine for its own national security reasons.
In any case, Europe will increase unity around Ukraine. It is important. I am speaking about all kinds of support. It will be for their own protection.
Meanwhile, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has criticized the US approach to dealing with Russia, saying any negotiations to end the war in Ukraine must involve Europeans.
Wer sitzt mit am Verhandlungstisch?
It's about our neighborhood, and that's why we Europeans have to be involved in the negotiations. And of course, this issue has not yet been resolved in the short time available.
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said that Europe must come up with concrete plans for Ukraine.
I really believe what Europeans have to do now is to come up with the concrete plans. One, to get more military aid into Ukraine. Secondly, to get more training into Ukraine.
The Munich Security Conference has begun days after US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin held watershed talks that have shaken Ukraine and NATO allies of the United States almost 3 years after Russia launched its full-scale attack. Bureau Report, DD India.